Hi Desiree, thank you so much for having me on today. My name is Betsy Stuart and I play Rachel Jordan in Hiding from My Husband and Mia in Secrets of a Celebrity Nanny. Rachel Jordan, she is the older sister of the movie's protagonist, Jess, who is on the run from her abusive husband. And on the outside, Rachel is this smart, confident, successful lawyer. She lives in a beautiful house in this quaint, lovely little island. And when Jess is in trouble, she calls Rachel and Rachel kind of pulls out all the stops. She's protective. She kind of takes Jess under her wing and really sets Jess up for this next chapter in her life. And it seems like very sweet and very generous. However, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but as the movie goes on, we start to see that Rachel is harboring some secrets herself and may have some ulterior motives going on. And Rachel's inner world and her motives don't always line up with her outer world. So, funny story, I actually originally auditioned for the role of Jess, and then from that audition, I was offered the role of Rachel. And I remember sitting down and reading the script and being so excited about Rachel because she's such an older sister. She's like so type A, so confident, so driven. She's very protective. And I, Betsy, am really very different from that. I'm a younger sister. I am definitely not confrontational. I am definitely not type A. And so it's always fun to get to play a role who's just very different from who you are as a person. And then on top of it, Rachel just has all of these complicated layers, and figuring out how to play those layers and like make everything make sense in the end, that was a really fun challenge. I think the action in Hiding from My Husband is so special because it just keeps you on the edge of your seat the whole time. There are so many crazy twists and turns and it just is so captivating. I remember reading the script and getting to the ending and like audibly gasping. So you can only imagine when everything comes together on screen, it's just like, you can't take your eyes away. I mean, first and foremost, I hope audiences are thoroughly entertained by Hiding from My Husband and all of its juicy drama and twists and turns. And I think a theme of the movie is just like, you never know what people are going through, and desperate times can really make people do the unfathomable. Oh my God. I really can't say enough good things about the cast and crew of this movie. Everyone was so supportive and so warm and just really, really good at what they do. And one thing that I loved in particular about this set is that there wasn't really much division between the cast and the crew. Like, we all spent a lot of time together, and that was so fun. I loved getting to hang out with the crew folks and like hearing about their side of things and asking them my dumb questions about like, why is the camera on that rolly thing? And it just felt like we were this big happy family, which just makes coming to work a joy. And I also really, really loved working with Kayla Fields, who plays Jess. She and I had a lot of long nights together. We had a lot of scenes to shoot together, and I just couldn't have asked for a better scene partner. She's just so fun to act with. She's so generous, and she's just like a ball to be around, and we had a blast. So in terms of Rachel's journey throughout the movie, she has this very shiny, put together facade that she presents to the world. And then as the story unfolds, you start to kind of see some cracks in that facade, and then things kind of unravel from there, and it gets pretty juicy. You know, looking back, I really enjoyed shooting that big dramatic ending scene. I mean, we were on Catalina Island, which is stunningly beautiful. The scenery is like truly breathtaking. And I remember being a little bit nervous going into shooting that day because I wanted to do a good job, and we all had pretty emotionally demanding and physically demanding scenes that day. And I just remember feeling so supported by everyone on set and feeling so like at ease, and we all just went for it and we were rooting each other on, and I just felt so free to like try things and get messy. And that is like the actor's dream, right? To just feel like you can play and go for it. And that's exactly how I felt that day. And I remember like wrapping that day, going back to my hotel room, putting on sweats, and like going out for pizza with the whole cast and crew after everyone was done for the day, and like walking around the island and just being like, dang, this is a really good day. I think my biggest challenge with playing Rachel was probably just navigating her many different layers and, her inner thoughts and feelings and motivations versus what she's doing in the outside world, and doing that in a way that would add up in the end without giving anything away too soon. Like, you want the ending to be a surprise, but you want it to make sense looking back. And that's a tricky thing to do, especially when you're shooting things out of order and you're kind of constantly having to do the math of like, okay, where am I going? Where was I just? What is my inside plan at this moment? And like, what am I doing on the outside? It's a lot of things to parse through. And luckily I had our wonderful director, John Rowski, to help me parse through those things. He really helped me kind of keep on track. And he also just gave me so much license to like play and try things and just, see what happens. And that's just like an actor's dream, because it feels like you can just go for it and try some things, but you know that at the end of the day, you're gonna get all the footage that you need so that the story, when it's all together, is gonna make sense and it's gonna work. Okay, Secrets of a Celebrity Nanny, switching gears. I played Mia in Secrets of a Celebrity Nanny, and Mia is the former nanny for Willow, who's the daughter of Justice Grace, the international superstar. And things could be better for Mia, let's just put it that way. This might sound crazy to say, but there is a pool moment in Secrets of a Celebrity Nanny. If you've watched the movie, you might know what I'm talking about. And I loved shooting that. I had so much fun. It was like nothing I've ever done before. We shot it at like 3 in the morning, and it was just like a fun thing to kind of figure out how to do. I loved shooting that. So my background is actually more so in theater and musical theater. So a lot of my most memorable projects that I've worked on in my career so far have been stage shows, one of which was the first national tour of Cruel Intentions, the 90s musical, which is an absolutely hilarious 90s jukebox musical based on the iconic 90s film. And I got to play the Reese Witherspoon role and tour a bunch of different parts of the US and just have the best time. And then last year I worked on a play here in LA called Hooded or Being Black for Dummies, which was directed by Ahmed Best, who played Jar Jar Binks in Star Wars. And that was really memorable to me because I loved the cast, I loved the director, and I loved the play. The play is this really sharp, witty, funny take on race and privilege, and it's really, really honest and brave, but also just so entertaining and just so dang funny, and it was really, really fun to be a part of. In terms of my upcoming projects, I'm currently in rehearsals for a stage show that's going to be happening in about a month here in LA. It's a musical comedy show. It's holiday themed. It is so funny, and I'm having so much fun in these rehearsals. And yeah, if you're in LA and you want to check it out, check my Instagram for more details soon. Thank you again for having me. This was so fun. And for everyone who's tuned into Hiding from My Husband or Secrets of a Celebrity Nanny, thank you so much. And for everyone who's going to tune in, I hope you enjoy.